All right, guys. New tier list: all legendaries and paradox Pokemon. Disclaimer: this is just what we enjoy the look of, play of, battle sense of. This is not competitive at all. So if you
My
wanna,
opinions are kind of dictated by competitive, but I don't use legendaries very often, except tornadoes or except thunders. Not thunder, Landorus. Oh my god, theory.
he
I said
uses the
all.
wrong force of nature.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you want to hate me, feel free to do so in the comments. But just know you'll be wrong because this is purely opinion based.
Go ahead and hate me. I'll read the comments. It'll be funny.
Speaking of based, Articuno up top.
Art Slitherwing. Yeah, I think Slitherwing is just dope. Honestly, I think it's just the best version of Volcarona. It's so goofy look, and when he stands up, he's like, "Mom, I threw up."
What do
See,
you think
Ho-Oh,
of Ho-Oh?
I've I've always been more of a Lugia enjoyer,
Same.
but they're those are the two where I'm like, I love them both. Like it's hard for me. Like I kind of go flip flop on them because they're both really cool. I think I probably put it A maybe.
A
That's me.
plus.
That's what I think.
All right. We'll put it. We'll let him sit in A plus and see how things work around.
Yeah,
We're only 3 deep in the tier list, so we really don't have a
yeah.
feel of what the
Things will move.
yeah. What do you think about this guy, huh?
Fruit Bonnet, honestly, I give him a solid C at most. I
We'll give
like
him a
him, but
C. He'll be at F
but
minus by the end of the tier list.
maybe he might get pushed down. Oh man.
Oh, look who's up
Uh,
next. Look who's up next.
oh, I I give I give him a I won't say S plus because he's not as goofy as I love him. But I give it fine. Yeah, put him S. Like he might move
We'll
up, might move
we'll put
down.
him in S because he's definitely better. He's definitely cooler than Ho-Oh. Definitely.
Definitely cooler than Ho. But I would argue as much as I'm a Zekrom enjoyer, he's not as iconic as Articuno.
True.
Articuno is when you think legendary Pokemon, you're probably gonna think of one of the three legendary birds first.
I'm
So I'm gonna
kind of
give it.
biased because it is my favorite legendary. It's an ice type, and it's like as old as it can get. It's Gen 1. I'm not a Gen 1er, but it's been around longer than all the other legendaries.
And I think it arguably has the best design of the three legendary birds. Even with me, Zapdos being my favorite, I think Articuno. I can say clearly, Articuno's got the best design out of the three.
It's simple, but it does simple right.
And Let's Go actually and Pokemon Go added it so it has like a little aura now, like little snowflakes fall from its wings when it flaps
Mm-hmm.
and when it's idle, and that just makes it better. I like it.
That's
I like it
cool.
a lot. Fluttermane. I give it a B. I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. Like it's just a better Miss Dravis.
Yeah, true. It's got that
I like
long
the little
flowing hair.
extensions off its heads, off its head, just kind of flapping around. I like it.
And
It's fun.
even though this is not a competitive tier
Yeah.
list, this thing smacked in competitive. I don't know if it still
Mhm.
smacks, but I know at one
It's a
point it
monster.
did
It's
smack.
messed up.
It smacks.
It's apparently still a monster from what I hear.
It's a
It's
present day
really really strong.
monster. Look,
Yeah.
I got a little Squirtle quiz ad.
Yeah.
Let me pause this video at the
Based.
top. Get it out of here.
Put it in F. It's my least favorite of all the Scarlet Paradoxes. Why did they give Magneton a Paradox form? And
True.
why a past Paradox form? Its
Oh,
shiny is great though. Its
dude,
shiny is really
I just thought this has nothing to do with the tier list, but wouldn't it be so sick if I was on this side of the screen and Gray was on that side of the screen? Wait, hold on.
just
My
little.
camera's inverted. That side of the screen, and you could see us. You could see our
Yeah,
reactions.
just have my face cam on the left side, and we could. I would say we
Bantering.
could do that at some point, but I don't want to do a face cam.
I
Maybe
feel
once I get like a little
I
PNG
understand. I
tuber
wouldn't want to
and
show a
have like my
face like
little.
that either. I understand.
Oh man,
I'm
fair
not
enough.
sure the world can handle such a beautiful face on cam.
Mm. Oh god, dude, it's just six in a row of the
Mm,
violet.
Mm.
paradoxes. Which
You know what?
um
Hey, look. I'll rank the violet ones if you
mm,
rank the past form ones, the scarlet
yeah.
ones.
I have opinions on the violet ones. My only negative part of my opinion of their opinions on them is their shinies because I don't like them. I don't like that
Oh
they
yeah,
all go
yeah. They go
like for
Google
me.
Chrome.
Yeah, Iron Treads is cool. I like it a lot. How it rolls up into a wheel,
It
but
was the first one I encountered, so I kind of got some
yeah,
feelings towards it.
yeah, same here. Like I oh not I mean obviously for me it was Great Tusk, but it was the first paradox I encountered. I love Iron Bundle. Like the Delibird, I actually really like it. It's something about it is super goofy.
The other bird,
But
he's
I'll just give
cute. He's
yeah,
cute.
I'll give my opinions as you rank the future paradox. Yeah, like I think we both have the same opinion on Iron. Yeah,
that
very
was that
Iron.
was. He's been used so much in
Yeah,
my playthrough,
mm,
not
he's
counting
probably my.
like how he's been used for everybody during raids.
I think outside of my main like 6 or 8 that I had on my playthrough, Iron Hands is probably my most used Pokemon in Scarlet
If I
because
ever
it's
want to
just
just go demolish something in the wild, I'll just take my iron hands and
mhm.
close combat them.
Iron Jugulus. I think it's just a less cool Hydreigon.
Yeah, Hydreigon
Like
beats him every day of the week
yeah,
for me.
yeah. I wouldn't say he's F tier, but yeah, I think so.
What is it?
Um,
What's mid ground? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine.
I think
One,
B
two,
and C
three.
are both kind of middle of the way.
Yeah,
Like they're nothing that's amazing, but they're nothing that's like super bad.
yeah.
Iron Moth.
Hmm.
Uh, it's okay. It's pretty cool. I like that it actually gets the color change to its wings. Like when it gets it shiny, it's actually the same kind of yellowy color as shiny Volcarona.
Hmm. I have a shiny
And
one of these, so I gotta put it like at least
it's
middle.
its typing is super cool too. It's like what fire poison, which is a
Yeah,
great typing outside of defensive.
it was very confusing whenever I encountered my first one. I was like, "What is super effective against it?" I'm so
Gotta be
confused.
steel type, right?
It's gotta be steel.
Iron Thorns is my favorite future
He's
paradox
just
Pokemon.
Mecha Godzilla.
That's all he is. Like, we're getting mythicals too. Let's go. Celebi. I think Celebi's an A tier, honestly. Like, I hope he gets a freaking Let's Go game at some
I
point.
think
Like,
I'm gonna swap him and Hoa
okay, that's fair,
only
actually. Honestly,
because all of the time we spent on Pokemon Ranger Explorers of Time.
true. We, dude, we
Celebi had to send us in the past every time.
I wish that we had like our Nintendo accounts had our time played on Legends on which one was that one? Legends of
Uh,
Time, the future,
Explorers
the
of
Pokemon
Time.
Explorers of dude. So many
We
hours would
could
have been
play it on
spent.
PC. Look at my mouse right now.
Yeah, true. Come on, Nintendo, don't be cowards.
Come
Give
on,
us a Pokemon
Nintendo,
Ranger game on PC, please.
do it.
I'll buy it.
It's all stylus based, but we can do it with a mouse.
True. Just have us hold down our left mouse button and move it around.
Dude,
That would
my
be
arm.
base.
I remember as a kid giving myself carpal tunnel just.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially that first night I spent at your house, and we were played it all night long, and we both woke up just grabbing our wrists.
Dude, we got to Arceus, but could never get past him. It was a four-man game that we almost beat as two guys.
Dude, we got it to its last like fourth of health
As two
so many
children. As
times.
two children, mind you.
Two rather young children. So yeah, like we, dude. Oh god, it's the treasures of ruin next. Ugh.
Uh, design
Let's see.
wise, I have not used. I've only used Chin Pao in battle,
Mm,
and I know you like this one, this
it's
fish.
my favorite. Yeah.
I'm fine with
Woach.
putting these two guys in C, maybe D.
I would put Wochian in D tier. That's me personally. Like I don't hate it. I actually really like its design.
Yeah,
But it's kind of meh to me. Like I've never actually used it. Same
it.
thing with Ting Lu, where it's like, but actually, I would put Ting Lu in C because I think it's got a better design than Wochian.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I definitely like him better than
yeah,
I like this for sure.
but Wochian's a good concept. Like the whole wooden tablet turning into a snail.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that. But the two stars of the family are
Easy.
Chiyu and I think they're both solidly A.
Yeah, I like the little fish. I think design wise, I like the fish out of all of
Mhm.
them. But my favorite typing
Yeah.
is ice, so I am biased.
I'm a big nerd for like Asian mythology, and the fact that Chiyu's body is actually just those little magatama, little beads around its
Hmm.
eyes is super cool. Like I really like it.
I'm gonna
But the
leave it.
only problem with Chiyu is that you can't pet it because it's made of fire.
I'm gonna leave this one to
That's
you. This is more your
I
guy.
uh honestly I give him A plus right there next to Roaring or right there next to Iron. I really like him. He's super cool. Yeah, put Celebi at the front. I think he's the. There we go. Yeah, true. And it's just a better Salamence, honestly. Like I really like the way it looks. It's Mega Salamence, but more natural.
Whenever I see
And
it, it's probably the name that makes the most sense out of every Paradox Pokemon.
mhm,
Roaring Moon. I
yeah,
mean
it's
it.
super cool.
People looked up in the sky, they saw the moon, they heard a roar. Roaring
There we
Moon.
go. You got it from here. But it's like, and if there is a way that we get Paradox Pokemon in later games, that's the one I'm
Hmm.
going. It and Slitherwing are the two I'm going for the
Yep.
most because I
I
think.
think they could have. Obviously the game's already done, and I'm not a game developer, so I can't like do anything crazy.
Mhm,
But I think they could have done a very interesting thing with Mega Evolution and Paradox forms,
yeah,
because
and
some Mega Evolutions are like
yeah.
like they're reversions of the current Pokemon.
I think they do confirm too, since we know for a fact that the time machine is actually a time machine. Like the whole wish theory wasn't true. That is just straight up. That we know now that Mega Salamence is just Salamence tapping into its old DNA and reactivating old genes.
Hmm.
Like the
It
same thing.
it could
I
just
think
be like not
Aerodactyl.
a full on. It's just not
Yeah,
a full on. Couldn't reach its full potential, but this is what its
that's why
full
it's got that.
potential looked like.
That's why it's got that weird metal brace because its body isn't as aerodynamic as Roaring Moon's is, so it has to tuck its arms and legs into that brace so it can fly as fast, which is pretty cool. I never liked Mega Salamence's weird blade singular wing, but the
Yeah.
fact that Roaring Moon's is a proper wing with feathers just
Hmm.
for some reason scratches the right part of my
I
brain.
definitely like this way more than I like Mega
Yeah.
Salamence.
And the arms too, like the front arms on Roaring Moon, those like
Hmm.
brutal looking claws are so cool. Like
They
I
definitely
really
nailed the primal aspect of this.
mhm.
They've done
Like
so
when I
many
look at that
things with future and past things. Like down here we got primal Groudon, and then we
mhm.
got paradox forms, and then we have Mega Evolution. It'd be cool if they're all different gimmicks, but it'd be cool if they somehow in universe lore connected all of them.
When I see Roaring Moon, I think, yeah, this thing was absolutely the apex predator of whatever like jungle that it lived in.
Oh yeah,
Like
this thing definitely smacked.
if you were in the jungle when this thing was alive, you were probably going to die
You're
because this
cooked.
thing
This
is
was
you're
this
gone.
was the predator, and all the other Pokemon in the area were the soldiers.
You know, like if you were in the jungle with it, you were prey, and there's nothing you could do about it. And
What do
that's what I
you
love about
what do you think about
Iron.
this fella?
I think it's super cool. Like Iron Thorns is my favorite feature paradox, but I think it's the best designed out of all. Like it's
This is a
super
very
strong.
good design.
Yeah, it's got and the fact that its little arm blades when it goes into battle pop off and turn into that double sided glaive is really sick.
I think
I think.
for glaive and outfit alone, it gets
Yeah,
with Roaring Moon.
I I would not put it any lower personally. I think it's
I
I think
think
it's
the
super.
design on this Pokemon is really nice.
Hmm.
And its
And
name,
it's
if it didn't share the word iron with all the other Paradox forms, its name would get it some points too, but just the
mhm,
iron. If it was the only iron prefix, it
mhm,
would.
true.
But I'm
It
not. I'm
it
gonna try not
definitely
to hate on the names too much.
it definitely nails the whole like living weapon thing the best out of all the paradox like future paradoxes.
I've
Like you could
never like used it on a team or anything, but its design is.
mm,
I'll always praise its design.
looks amazing. Oh dude, speaking of Pokemon that just exemplify past and future, Freaking Koraidon, Miraidon. They're great. I think both of them are easy S tiers because they jumped into my favorite legendaries super fast. Even
This may
Miraidon.
be controversial, but
Really?
the yes, it does represent future. I feel like it doesn't represent future near as much as Koraidon represents past.
Did you know? Have you seen what they actually have official paradox names like all the other ones?
Yeah.
Do you know what they are?
I
Freaking
forgot.
Koraidon is the Winged King,
Hmm.
and Miraidon is Iron Serpent, which both sound they fit like they both kind of exemplify what they are.
Dude,
A
Koraidon,
plus is kind of stacked right now though.
true, true. A plus is. I'm really getting a feel for the tier list now.
Mm-hmm.
Reshiram, I'm biased, but
No, so, well, I was biased towards the Zekrom, so we'll be. I think we should just skip the two sketches because those aren't actual Pokemon. Those were like
yeah.
old things that they did.
How do I delete it? I
You
don't know if
don't.
I
We'll just
can.
leave. Yeah, just leave them in.
Or the
Reggie's
Reggies.
based. What?
Ice is my
I
favorite
like.
type, but
Mhm,
Registeel is my favorite of the Reggies.
I feel that. I like. Regirock's my favorite personally. I like Regirock a lot, but it was mostly because of the sound effects that they had in the anime. That's why I really. Mm, mm, mm,
They're I don't really. They're not like when I think of legendary, they don't immediately
yeah.
pop in my head, but they're nothing to discount either.
When I think the term sub legendary, these three are what appear. Or I should say these five because they've got the two new members of their family now.
Pokemon question: what is Deoxys and did Arceus make him? Hmm.
Um, well, we know that Deoxys is actually a virus that originated in space, and I don't know. Like, I guess it's also you could say that the question could also be, if aliens exist in the universe, did God make? Because it says that He created the heavens and the earth, but did He make all those other planets, or were they all those out in that star system? It's the same kind of question of it. I
I
don't think I would
think
know. I think it's weird. Like, it's just a weird alien.
I think if I had to
Aliens exist.
give it an answer, it would be like it would kind of be like a similar question. Did did God create video games? I think it'd be a similar
Mm,
question to that because he created. All right, the short answer is he did create them. It was just indirectly.
because He created all the components that went into them.
And then also he's got the three O's. I forget the words, but it's like omnipotent and I forget the other ones.
Omnipresent,
Yeah.
and there's a third one. I don't remember what the other
So he already knew it was going to exist. So
one.
it's kind of like a. There's a lot of ways to go around it, but at the end of the day, it's a yes for
Yeah, yeah.
me.
I think but I think they also do say there's no lore saying that Arceus is omnipresent and omnipotent. I
Yeah,
like to imagine that Deoxys was an accident that wasn't supposed to
yeah.
happen.
Is he? We're talking about like real world and Pokemon world. See, so it kind of like the answers are sort of like not one to one.
Mhm.
So I'd say Pokemon lore to like make it more interesting. I think it'd be cool if Deoxys was its own thing.
Did you know that in Oris, remember when we destroyed the meteor with Mega Rayquaza at the end of the Delta episode?
Mm-hmm.
That laser from Rayquaza is what creates that Deoxys. It wasn't
Hmm.
hiding in that meteor. Like that little triangle form is actually what it is. But that's its like weird virus, like pre-body.
Hmm.
I think that radiation from Rayquaza's attack that destroyed the meteor is what actually gives that Deoxys form.
I remember yelling like it was a school night, and I just beat a Mega Ruby, and then the Delta episode pops up, and I was like, "What?" And I remember my mom came in my room, and I got in trouble.
Yeah, I was super excited. Like, because when I saw that Delta, because I knew that the triangle, the Delta symbol, had something to do with Deoxys. So I was super excited that they made Deoxys actually part of the game instead of just being an event that you could miss.
I'm gonna throw the three Reggies. Well, I'm just gonna set Regirock as a baseline.
Okay. I think um I think B tier is comfortable for all three. I think like that's like perfectly middle of the road. Like they're not crazy cool, except Reg Ice. But I get it because it's not ice. But yeah, they're legendaries, but they're not like legendaries. They're just weird golems that live in dungeons. I don't know. Don't thumbs down me. Thank you very much. There we go. All right, hey, Latias, let's talk about that instead of what I just said. Oh, good. Don't. It wasn't that bad.
Made me cut to a be right back screen. It was so bad.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
All right,
Oh.
Latios. I'm biased. I'm biased. I think
How
Latios is
about?
cooler, but
Mm-hmm.
I got a shiny one of these from Wonder Trade on vacation one time.
That's cool.
It was hacked, obviously,
But you still got it.
but it was still a memory, a child memory. I think
Uh,
he's another sub legendary or she. She. My bad.
I
She.
think I think the Lotties are cool enough that I would put them in A, like with Ho-Oh, because I've always thought they're, and I think the Megas probably go to the same spot
Yeah, the
because
megas don't
I
really change anything.
mm, they're just legendary. Kyber and Groudon. Ooh, interesting. These are
Hmm.
now here's this. See, this is the difference though. How much higher do we rank the primals than the
Huh.
regular moves?
I definitely like Primal Groudon more than I like regular Groudon. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I don't like Primal Kyogre that much more than regular Kyogre.
Fill it out. Well, let's just start with the regulars. Where do you think Kyogre and Groudon go? I think they're a comfortable A plus. I'd probably put Ray Ray in the same spot.
I
I think they're
think
both.
that there's a big gap between these guys and these guys. I feel like
Mm,
maybe we need to knock everything down a tier
maybe
or like make it A minus.
A minus, where it's like they're not quite A plus, but they're not quite as bad enough to be an A.
Hmm. I don't know. I just feel like there's a big gap between this group right here.
Yeah,
Really, there's a big gap between this group.
yeah, true. And then there's F minus, which we haven't put anything in.
Hmm.
But nothing's bad enough to really need to be bottom of the tier list. I only said Sandy Shops because I just don't like it as a Pokemon.
We'll just see where we're at after we rank these
Yeah.
these these box art legendaries.
Yeah.
Deep
And box
dive
arts are
Pokemon
always gonna
edition.
box arts are always gonna have a higher tier than a sub legendary, probably.
Yeah. That's why I said it's weird. Like I feel like there's a gap between right here
Mhm.
because Kyogre is definitely above these guys easily,
Yeah.
and maybe above some of these guys,
hmm
but I don't feel
I
like it's above this one.
For me, I would definitely put Primal Groudon an A plus. I think it's absolutely just as cool as those other five.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I would. I don't know, man. Like I think I'm with you on the Primal Kyogre isn't as cool,
Yeah.
but I think I put the base versions both in A plus. Honestly, like I think that it's, and I think Ray Ray might go to S because Rayquaza is
Yeah.
just a top
Yeah.
tier
Yeah.
Pokemon,
Rayquaza, goaded. Mega
and then
Rayquaza.
our yeah, dude. Look, I know we weren't
Um.
talking about competitive, but I bring this up every time we talk about Mega Rayquaza. Mega Rayquaza was so busted that they had to make a new tier
Yeah. Yeah.
just for Mega Rayquaza called Anything Goes. It
And
was
that's
so
that's why he's
strong.
got to go an S plus because
He's
he
it's
he was so iconic. I mean, what?
It's so cool. It's the Mega Evolution. It's not a Mega Evolution. It's the Mega Evolution. It's the only Pokemon that can canonically Mega Evolve itself. It doesn't need a Mega Stone because
He,
it ate a meteorite that works that way.
Uber baby.
Uber,
That's what
Uber.
Fox said. What do you think about Zapdos? He's your favorite. I'm indifferent on him, so I'll just leave it up to
Mm.
you.
Zapdos is my personally. I don't. I love him. He does not go in either of the S's. I think he goes to A. Honestly, I don't. I don't think
Regular
he goes
A
any.
or A
Yes,
plus?
A regular A. I don't
All
think he
right,
goes any higher than regular
I
A.
feel that.
Jirachi. Jirachi's super cute, but I've never actually used it on a playthrough.
I
Like,
feel like Jirachi's definitely on the lower end of usage.
mm,
Thinking about it, like I never think about Jirachi ever, unless somebody
oh,
says the
the
word wish. That's it. That's the only time
yep.
I ever think about Jirachi.
I think it's a solid B. Like, it's like it doesn't really get. You never really think about it. Oh God, why do they put all four forms of
Uh
Deoxys?
oh.
Ah. Mm, uh,
Um, what? All right, this is attack, defense, and speed form.
Speed. Yes, and
I
that's
don't like the
regular
look.
low.
I don't like the look of defense form. I just
No,
gotta put that
defense
out
is
there.
definitely go. Defense is going lowest, I think, just like form wise. I think if we rate Deoxys as a whole, I think normal mode needs to be our base rate. Like of all of Deoxys,
Yeah,
what we think of Deoxys, that's our base rate.
I think base and speed may go in the same tier. I say attack one above and defense one or maybe two below base
Definitely,
Deoxys.
definitely agree with that because attack is absolutely the coolest form.
Yeah,
Like that three pointed triangle and the tendrils, like the way. But then there's that cool thing attack does, or not attack, normal mode in game where it'll turn its tentacle arms into an actual hand when it
yeah,
attacks, which is
that's
which is cool.
that's
And
super
the
cool.
the heat, the DNA helix tendrils are cool.
It's got
Oh
some good design aspects. I'll give it that.
yeah,
I
I
might.
think regular.
I think it goes like good. I mean, great, good, okay, bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I love speed form. It's my favorite of the four, but I don't think it's as cool as
Tell
attack
me what.
is.
Tell me what
I
you
don't
think
think.
about this ranking right here.
Honestly, couldn't have put it better myself. Really, like I think that it's just yeah, like because the or hell, I would yeah, because I'm not gonna say that Defense Deox deserves to be in D,
Mm-hmm.
but I could see someone saying it goes in D with Wo-Chien just for design, like because it's obvious, it makes sense why it looks that way,
Mm-hmm.
but I think
It
it
has a defensive look, but it's not a good
but I
look.
don't but I don't like that defensive look. I think I'll give it C. Yeah,
Speed
I
was your
don't think it
favorite
goes.
as a kid, Fox. Speed was.
Yeah, it's super. I mean, all the forms are like it looks exactly like what it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to,
Yep.
and speed is. I think speed honestly does that the best. Like when you look at that thing, it looks fast.
Mm-hmm. It does look fast, and it's even angled to look fast.
Yeah, like
It's
even it's a
more
model as
slanted.
it's leaning forward, one of the legs bent back. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's a good placing for all of them.
The movie was awesome. I've never seen the movie.
Oh yeah, move is very good. I like the move. Did you say movie?
Yeah, he said movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've never seen the movie. Yuxi or Uxie, as
Honestly,
some people say.
all of the Hoenn movies were kind of really good. Now that I'm thinking about it, um,
Mesprit
which one's your
was my
favorite?
favorite. Mesprit was my
Yeah,
favorite as a kid.
yeah.
During Horus, Yuxi was my favorite, and
But
now
now as Elf,
is my favorite. Yep, yep. So
I
really, they're all level ground for me.
yeah, true. Mesprit is absolutely my favorite of the three.
Hmm.
I think it's got the best like design out of the three. Um, I don't know.
You were confused because you thought like, why is there two of them? And I thought there was only supposed to be one of every legendary. The legendary situation is very weird to me because they've had like baby Lugias and they've had shiny legendaries and they've had legendaries from like different
I, in
timelines. So
in all fairness, in all fairness, though, the shiny legendary, if you're talking about that Zoroark movie with the shiny beast, those don't actually exist. That's just Zoroark thinking it's all fancy and special
true.
because it's like, yeah. And then there's if you've seen one of the later movies, the Zarude movie, there is a whole community of Zarude.
Ah,
The only reason Zarude is considered mythical is because they're hard to find.
hmm, I got you.
There's yeah. So
Wait,
yeah,
okay, that
mythicals.
raises the question. Let me see if Silvalley's in here because Silvalley is a legendary. There it is. Yep.
Oh,
Okay, I
there it
just
is.
had to make sure because it is.
Mhm.
I thought for the longest time it was just like the Volcarona situation. You only got one per game. No,
No, that thing's
Silvally is a
legendary.
legendary, and I did not know that for a good
I've
long while.
always seen people back in Sun and Moon's era when people would complain about Sylvalid being considered legendary. I would always bring up, okay, then why is Mewtwo a legendary? Because they use data from Arceus to create Sylvally.
Hmm.
So if
Same
Mewtwo,
thing.
it's the same thing as Mewtwo. It's literally just a quadrupedal Mewtwo. I'm gonna say this: I think Sylvally looks cooler than Mewtwo. I love Sylvally.
Uh,
Sylvally's design is amazing.
let me let me look at base Mewtwo.
Like base Mewtwo is
Yes.
iconic. It's
Yeah.
super cool. I think we
It
can come.
it's
I can
iconic,
comfort.
but I believe that is another reason why it gets so much praise is because it's
Yeah,
iconic, not because
yeah.
I
And
understand the simple design because it was made in what
mhm,
1996.
something like that. Yeah,
Okay, so I can understand why it's less flashy than Silvally, but
yeah.
they did megas right before they made Silvally, so I think that's
True.
more on par. Like it's Mewtwo's megas are closer to Silvally than base Mewtwo.
And I like Mewtwo. Like I would say that Mewtwo's probably already got either an S or S plus spot
Yeah,
because I think it's super. Just
let's.
being carried,
I
being
agree with it,
carried by its.
but we're gonna think. I'm gonna think on it until we get
Yeah, we
to
can
its
think on it.
spot.
We can think on it. But
I agree with it fully.
Sylvally, Sylvally's a chimera, like which is super cool because I love the mixture of different like textures and
Yeah, oh, it's really cool.
patterns.
I was a young kid. Well, I say young kid. What was I? 16, 15,
Mm,
15 or 16? I don't know.
something
Still a
like that.
kid, but Sylvally was so cool because it
Yeah.
was like a mixture of everything.
I did not like Titan Null when I first saw it. I was not a
Nope,
fan.
I
But
hated the helmet.
As soon as Gladian evolved his and it saw Sylvally, it
Hmm.
instantly jumped up in my list as one of my favorite Pokemon.
That was a good
So,
sub storyline, whatever
yeah,
you
that
call it.
restraining mask and
Hmm.
with the spirits, the late spirits, I really just don't know where to put them. Like
I'd say I
I think
would.
it might be a Reggie situation where we
Yeah,
might put them all in B.
yeah. I would definitely put them with that. I don't
Yeah.
believe I'd rank them lower than the Reggies.
Mm-mm. Now, now we've
Mm.
got, and it's a reverse of what
Mm.
we did last time. I don't hate the
Um,
origin forms,
I
but
don't
they are
hate them.
absolute. They are absolutely under the base form.
I think, in my opinion, like I just said, I don't hate them. They look less like Pokemon than Ultra Beasts do to me, in my opinion.
That is strangely valid. That is strangely a valid
These
opinion.
look
Holy,
farther away from Pokemon than Ultra Beasts do. I mean,
yeah,
I can
and
understand.
it's
Some people like them.
yeah,
I I'm not gonna lie. This this is making me come to a realization. I thought this was fan art. I'm just now finding out this is what the form looks like. I've only seen the Palkia one. I
yeah.
thought this was fan art.
I think what I would change about Dialga is the weird rods coming off its front elbows. Take those away and give Palkia arms, and I think they're a solid pair of design.
I, hmm, hmm. I'm really not liking it now. I just
I'm
said I
gonna be
don't hate
honest.
them. I really hate
I'm
this
gonna
one.
I'm gonna be honest. This might be a wild thing to say. I think the origin forms go in F or F minus. I think they might go at the bottom of the list. Okay, yeah, that's valid because Palkia looks a bit more like a Pokemon.
Um,
How did
uh,
they cook so hard with Origin Giratina? How do they cook so hard and then they fumbled so bad? The more now that I'm
Whatever,
looking at the designs,
whatever,
oh
whatever lore reason y'all try to give, this is this design actually makes me want to vomit. Like I said,
yeah.
for the longest time, I didn't think this was real. I thought it was fan art. Even after it came out as real, still thought it was fan art.
I'm not going to defend them, but one cool thing, look at the rings around their waists. You see
Yeah.
how Palkia's got the single ring and it's got the star. Dialga's got the star. It's I think it's supposed to be them trying to mimic Arceus's design a little
Hmm.
bit because they both got the hooves and they've got the one half of his ring each. I just don't
Yeah.
like it. Like I just don't like it.
Kind of like a parallel to Made in God's image, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. Like I
That's
guess all and also the whole story about how biblically accurate angels are supposed to be uncomfortable to look at. Like they're supposed to be like I guess it's supposed to be their like angelic forms. But
yeah.
I hate the idea that that's what they're at what they actually look like.
That's
Like that's
like when
their
Gen
true
5
form.
came out and people thought legendaries looked more like Yu-Gi-Oh monsters.
Yeah.
What? What? I'm I need an example cuz like like there's been Gen 5, there's the sequels and then there's potential remakes. So I'm kind of confused on the comment, but
I
I'm open.
I heard that about Black and White Kyurem that they didn't look like Pokemon, that they were too overly designed, which I fully agree with. Like Black and White Kyurem are kind of similar to how Mega Evolutions have that over design aspect because they're
Uh-huh.
supposed to be over the top.
Oh, you're talking about the fusions. Okay. Okay. I got you.
But I think I heard someone say some people say that about Zekrom and Reshiram when
I
I was
think
looking at
maybe
some,
it could have
some
been
older.
like you said over what air quote over design because I thought they looked pretty cool.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be over. I think people use the term over designed as a negative thing, but it's like just a different way of saying over the top, which Black and White Kyurem definitely are.
Yeah, it's
Like they're
kind of like
definitely
somebody
over the top.
drew a good picture but wanted to add more to it. I don't hate it, but it
I
could
don't
have
hate it at all.
they could have left the picture how it was, but I'm not
Yeah.
mad that they kept drawing. What's
It's
Gray
like how
yapping
little
about?
kid.
Ah, you know Pokemon stuff, Pud.
It's like how like a little kid will draw spikes on every animal that they draw on horns because I think it makes it look cooler.
Hmm. What
But in this
about
case, I think
base
Black and White.
Dialga and Palkia?
I would say they're comfortable A tier with Groudon and Kyogre. I think they're right next to him too. Like because I think the boxer legendaries just always cook. Like they
Yeah,
really do.
Pud said S tier. We can't put them in S tier, Pud. Look what they're competing with. Look what they're
Now
competing with.
their their third tier counterpart, specifically a certain form of that third tier counterpart, I could say goes in S. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And
I don't hate this for him, but he could either go with
I
them or
think it
above, I believe.
I think it goes with. I
All
think
right.
it's got like they've got the blocky leg style. Like all three of them are like kind of
Mm-hmm.
the same thing. Heatran is a C for me,
Yeah,
honestly.
He's nothing great. I personally met him in the Gen 5 sequels at the
Mhm.
volcano area. That was my
Um,
first encounter with him. Dialga and Palkia
I
equals Zekrom and Reshiram.
they do not.
No, Pud, no.
I could see someone saying that, and but I just can't agree personally. I cannot agree.
To
And
each
I
their
think
own.
Reggie Gigas goes with Heatran. I think like I don't hate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They're just
he's one of the ones I don't think about a lot, but he's known for like one thing. He pulled the
you know
continents, whatever.
that's cool. That's
Moltres.
Moltres.
I like his new form better than the old form.
Yeah, I think Galarian Moltres really helped a lot. I think it goes. What do you think, Will? Let me hear your opinion. What do you think?
Um, in my opinion, it's less than Zapdos,
Mm.
but if not less than Zapdos, equal. Definitely
I
not higher
think
than
no,
Zapdos.
definitely not higher. Definitely not with Articuno. I don't think. Um,
Well, when I look at these Pokemon, I do not see Moltres.
no.
When I look at these Pokemon, I don't really see Moltres, but then we get to Latios and Latios, and I'm like, Moltres, sorta, yeah, yeah, maybe.
Moltres could. I think Moltres could go right next to or Zapdos. Not Zekrom, definitely. Like, yeah, just hang right there. Cresselia, I think, goes with Heatran. A lot of the
Yeah,
sub legendaries in freaking Sinnoh, where I'm like, damn, I just don't care about these
They
guys.
added
I
so many
don't.
legendaries. They didn't really feel legendary.
Yeah, like I could
Like
do if Heatran didn't exist to put Fiona in F tier. It does not need to exist. Put an F minus next to Dialga.
true, you could.
It just
It's not even legendary. It's just it's full on breedable.
yeah. I put Manaphy in B with the
I
spirits. I
like
like Manaphy. I
I
like
like
Manaphy
Manaphy.
more than I do. Yeah, Manaphy's cool. Like definitely under Azelf and that's like the spirits, but it's there.
Oh, list is getting
What we got?
big. Darkrai.
I say I say Darkrai is easy A tier. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah. These two, I kind of think of them in tandem.
yeah. It's my favorite mythical from Gen 4. I see
Hmm.
who's coming up next.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, put them where they deserve to be.
Hedgehog form, I'm putting as Sky form S
Mhm.
plus. I love
I think I
Shaman.
like I think I like Landform a bit better,
Yeah.
but Skyform is dope, and it's got a good movie too, which is
Hmm.
great.
Pud said
Arceus,
A plus tier personally. I think he's talking about
I think he's
Darkrai.
still talking about Dialga and is he talking about I'm not actually sure.
I think he's talking
Um,
about Darkrai. I could be wrong. What are you talking about,
I
Pud?
can
For Darkrai? I could see the only thing stopping me is when you think of legendary. I know bro's a mythical. What is mythical a legendary? Hold on.
mythical is a subclass of legendary.
Yeah. Is bro
It's just
classified as a mythical or what?
he's a mythical.
Okay, because there's one that I can't remember that I always think's a mythical, but is actually a legendary. I
Which one
can't
is it?
I can't remember. That's why
Oh,
I asked.
we'll probably get to it.
But whenever
Um,
whenever you think of like Darkrai, he's like dream world. But whenever you think of Giratina, it's like
hell,
whole different dimension. So I
it's
think it's
got it's got a dimension that was created specifically to imprison it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fair to put him on par with old Giratina.
Yeah. Arceus.
I used to think
I,
Absol was a mythical.
I feel that
That's
it's got that
very fair.
it's got that whole story behind it, predicting disaster and such. So
That's a
I
very
can see.
fair thing. Bro was hyped up in Explorers of Time.
Yeah, true. Arceus.
Arceus. I
Uh,
kind of want to
I
put
don't.
him lower because he's got that thing about him.
Mm,
But design wise, he can have all the plates, be all the
It's
types. It's the
that legend.
god of Pokemon.
It's the creator of the earth. And, like it created all Pokemon,
Bro
all that.
made bro made these.
Like it took those three time, space, and antimatter, and they're its servants. It's
Yep.
canonically the strongest Pokemon in existence.
Lore
But
wise, he has to go above these guys, but we're going off design, usability,
yeah,
our likeness to it.
I will say that if it didn't have legends and we got to see it as this god tier, like super powerful creature, I would
Hmm.
put it in C. I think it's in B now because of Legends Arceus.
Yep. I put
Like it's yeah,
the only
it's
thing stopping me from like putting him like any higher is this disconnect because he's only ever been distribution. He's
yeah.
only ever been
Until
end game.
I do like that we now have two ways to get a legit Arceus. We got the Azure Flute in
Hmm.
BDSP, and now we got Legends Arceus. You can get an official. Hell, you can shiny hunt an Arceus in BDSP. I haven't caught mine yet because I'm still shiny hunting it. But
True.
yeah, I'm glad that it's actually available. I'm glad they're doing that now. Victini,
As someone
now
who didn't experience the event, I would not feel comfortable ranking it because there was plenty of people who could have experienced the event and used them through a playthrough. So,
as somebody who experienced the event, I put him in S plus.
all right.
I love it. I love it. You know, actually S because there's another Unova mythical that I'd actually put in S plus.
If I remember in Oris they gave us that shiny Beldum and I was extremely attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, it really made me love Metagross. So I can completely understand Victini being
Yep.
up here because of like early game
Yeah.
distribution. The Swords of
So
Justice.
I honestly, this is
I
just me. All right, we're getting into my Pokemon now, like the ones where I've got strong opinions. I think all three Swords of Justice, all four Swords of Justice, I think they might actually all be A tier. Honestly,
A tier. I'm
I
fine with putting them at A tier because they
actually,
definitely don't
yeah,
look
no.
they don't look like that. Um,
Um,
I had a bit of a disconnect with old Kabalion.
because he's so bulky,
I
right?
didn't have internet for the longest time, and I couldn't find bro. I didn't even
Ah,
know it
feel
bro existed.
hmm
Where's the other one? Oh, it's
baby,
got
there
two
he is.
forms.
Yeah, he's got two forms. I think they. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? Honestly, yeah, I think I was about to say maybe Resolute goes higher because it looks amazing, but I think that it's just like a slightly stronger move. So. Um,
Mewtwo, we're here.
Mewtwo, there we go. What you feeling, Will? What you think?
Um,
Don't
whenever. No, no,
remember.
I'm going up the
You're
list.
gonna
Going
make
up the list. Um, hmm, huh,
because he still got the
hmm,
two megas to rank too.
hmm.
I still can't believe we actually put Slitherwing in S plus.
He's a cool guy. You have a super connection to him, so that
I,
automatically
he
shoots him
is
up.
he's such
I
a silly
think.
little guy.
Um, I'm trying to compare it to something. I want to put him right here, but I
But
don't.
then
The megas
where
would
would
have
we?
to go in the S plus, and I don't want them in S plus.
Yeah, I think A is a fair place for him
A or
because
A
he's
plus?
A plus. A
Okay.
plus I think is a fair place for Mewtwo. Mewtwo's super cool. I think might be the most iconic legendary of Gen 1. Like when I
Mhm.
think Gen 1 legendary, I think Mewtwo before anything else.
Mhm.
And he's got his two cool megas, which yeah, pretty based.
Yep.
Um then the forces of nature,
Do they have
they're all
Enamorus on
cool.
here? Yep. They
Yes,
do.
yes. I think Enamorus absolutely goes lower than the three
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah. She
But
don't have
that
the
might
OG status.
yeah, I don't I'm not connected to Enamorus the way I am the other three.
1,000%. I like these forms better.
Oh yeah.
Way better.
Um I think that the the Therian forms, like their alternate modes, I think are easy A's. Honestly, I design wise, what's your favorite of the three? My favorite is Thunders of the three.
Yeah. Thunderous for sure.
Like,
Easily. Like
yeah.
out of these three.
But you remember how we put Mega Ray Ray and Iron Hands up in S plus because part of the reason was because they're crazy powerful?
Mhm.
I think Landorus Therian's got to go to S plus. Bro has been a menace in competitive ever since he started. Ever since he
Yep.
dropped in Black and White 2, he's been terrorizing the
Yeah, based
online
off
battle
design
scene.
wise, they get right here. Based off competitive, bro
Yeah.
gets shot up there.
And I think their incarnate form. Wait, no, they're yeah incarnate. Their regular modes are called incarnate. I think they're easy bees.
Yeah, basic run
I
of the
think they're
mill.
all yeah they're cool. They're a
Because
cool
when you look
trio.
at these guys, you're like, oh yeah, they're legendaries. They're pretty cool. Kind of like these guys. Oh yeah, they're cool. When you look at these guys, they're
Yeah,
like, those are forces of
it's
nature.
it's more like when you see the incarnate forms, you're like, okay, that's a trio of powerful Pokemon.
Hmm.
You know, they got that look that they're sub legendaries. But when you see their Therian forms, they are legendary.
Let me place
They
these two, and then we'll talk about it. Okay?
okay. Oh ho, interesting.
I think Black Curum just has that dog
Mhm.
in him. I think Black Curum, I don't know nothing about stats, moves, nothing. Based off purely looks, I believe Black Curum would dog White Curum.
You know what I think it is? Black Cure, it's his pose. The way he stands on his
Yeah.
knuckles with his hands clenched, he's ready to catch a body. He's standing outside White Cure's house yelling, "Run me my water."
I feel like the the tubes, whatever, they connect with better visibility than this is
Mhm.
kind of meshing with the red tail. I
I
feel
think
like
the glowing forearm is cooler than the glowing arm
that's
feather.
super cool. It flashes in battle. It's so cool. That little turbine is so much cooler than
Yeah,
Reshiram.
because you see it spinning in his tail while he's in battle, and I
Um,
think in the later games, I think in Scarlet and Violet, I think you can visibly see the turbine speed up spinning when he attacks.
hmm
Like you can see it go into overdrive when he attacks.
I noticed you put Paradox Pokemon in S tier. Are Paradox considered legendary? I don't think Paradox Pokemon are considered legendary. They're just they're
Um,
mixed in to
I
the
think they're
legendary and
considered
mythical.
legendary off a technicality, just like how UB or Ultra Beasts are.
Yeah, they're probably considered legendary because of accessibility, rareness,
Story circumstance.
yeah, story
If
wise.
I if I was to rewrite Pokemon lore, the only paradoxes that would be considered legendaries would be Koraidon and Miraidon, and the only Ultra Beasts that would fully keep their legendary status would be Solgaleo, Lunala, and Necrozma.
Yeah, they did a weird thing where they're not legendary, but they're their own type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm only ranking them because they're already in this list, and we have a whole list under here unranked. If we, they got Ultra Beasts in here too. I wouldn't really consider
Hey,
them.
they've got Luzamine's Ultra Beast form in there. Go back down. Look at the bottom. Look. They've got
They
Shadow
do,
Mewtwo, Shadow Lugia. They've got Primal Dialga from Pokemon Range or or Mystery Dungeon.
dude. That was scary when I fought Primal
Yeah.
Dialga. He had those
When I
Sableye henchmen come after me. That was kind of scary.
Yeah, true.
Hence the paradox, like Suicune with hands. Now
I don't.
that's a weird thought because it's a paradox Pokemon, but it's a paradox of a legendary. So does that make it a legendary
I think
because
the
it was a
paradox.
legendary?
I think the paradox swords and the paradox beasts. I think they would. I'd keep their legendary status
Hmm.
because it seems like there's just one of each.
They're paradox based off
Yeah.
legendaries. Like
Like I could
this is a
believe.
paradox based off a regular Pokemon, so
Yeah.
it's not a legendary. It's just got a special category in this tier list.
But yeah, the future beasts or the future swords would probably keep their legendary status if I remade the list.
I think another point that Black Kyurem has on White Kyurem, it looks more like it's gets its made.
It does look like something that he would tinker up in a lab, honestly.
Paradox
Yeah,
Lightning Giraffe Tiger. I don't know if that one's in the tier list.
I don't think it is. No, none of the DLC Pokemon
What is
are in
that?
this list. That's Gmax Melmetal.
Oh, I've never seen that. I'm not a real
No, well, you
Pokemon fan.
see those two sketches to the top in the top that we skipped?
Yeah.
Those were in the Scarlet and Violet book before the
Ah,
DLC came out. They're like weird concepts of what they could have been, but they didn't end up doing it.
I got you. All right,
I
we're
think
at
Kyurem,
Kyurem.
regular Kyurem, he's A tier. I can't put him any
Yeah,
higher,
he's not
honestly.
super crazy because he was designed to be not a full dragon, but that kind
He's
of knocks
literally
off.
he's called hollow, he's called a husk, he's called empty. Like he's literally called the boundary Pokemon because he's empty. He's not supposed to be like that. He got ripped into three pieces by the legendary heroes hundreds
Mhm.
of years ago. He's not supposed to look like that. He's
He's
supposed to be like
designed lore accurately, but I don't like
yeah.
it.
I think we can safely say if the legendary dragon ever gets revealed, he's going straight to S plus, right?
Oh yeah, 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 easy, easy.
Yeah, yeah, easily.
Because this
Um,
fusion's in S plus, a full fusion would be
yeah,
easily there.
like getting that original Meloetta. I think both go in B. I have no strong feelings towards Meloetta in the
Yeah, I never
slightest.
got to use Meloetta. There was a time I didn't have internet, but I knew it
Hey,
existed.
remember how I didn't put Victini in S plus?
Oh,
I used it on my playthrough. I got a little 15 Genesect in Black 2, and I used it my entire playthrough.
the
And it was a
connection
month.
bond. The
Yeah,
connection.
it's super cool. Like I want more lore about Genesect,
I
but we'll
like
never.
it's super popular. Like I have a Genesect card in my binder. I have a plasma Pokemon pack with Genesect on the front. Genesect was a big uh promoter for Black and White.
It's I
Two.
think it's believed to be a yeah, two, because that's when the distribution was.
Yeah.
I still got that original Genesect in Pokemon Scarlet too.
They did a
All
distribution so you could play with it through the games. It has a similar concept to Arceus where it can have certain moves based on an item it's holding.
yeah.
Um, it,
It's got a cannon on its back. Like what more?
it's got a
It's a
cannon.
robo. It's a robot bug with a cannon on its back, and it flies the way Metagross does by folding up.
There's
Like
theory videos on YouTube of where it came from. You know, it's a cool concept.
I think a lot of people think it might be a Kabutops that
Hmm.
has been fully augmented. That's the one I believe, unless it's something we haven't seen yet. But I love Genesect. I'm super connected to it. It's my favorite Gen 5 mythical.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, I had
Xerneas.
Xerneas on my 13th birthday cake. Birthday cake. So
Did you really?
yeah, I'm kind of
How do
biased.
I forgot about that. Yeah. It's my favorite of the two. Or I should say three. It's my favorite of the three. Mm, yeah, I agree.
I put it there because I just don't. These are dogs. These are
Yeah.
dogs. These
Yeah.
have special
And
connections and are dogs. These are beast and special connection and these these are cool. These are
mm,
awesome. These are just
yeah. And it seems that the coolest of the box art legendaries gets put up to S and S plus, and the regular box arts go to A, it seems.
hmm.
Which is fair.
Oh,
Uh
they're out of order.
okay.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, they're out of order. We're gonna put those both in S,
I'm
I think.
fine with that.
Which one are you more partial to? I played X, but I've always been more partial to Y
Yeah, I played
because it just
X,
looks
but I
more.
like Y more.
Yeah, it's more psychic.
Brain and brawn.
Yeah, it's like splitting Mewtwo's two strengths. Mew.
Mm,
Never used one on a playthrough. I've only ever gotten them from distributions.
yep, there's a disconnect with it.
Yeah,
But
like it's a cool Pokemon.
I played it Pokemon Snap when I was a kid. It was the final
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon to capture.
You know what? Look, if Celebi goes at A plus, I think the ancestor of all Pokemon should go
You know what?
at
You
A.
know, little
I think
Tom
it's
boy, little genetic boy. So
yeah. I love Mew. Mew's super. I watching the Pokemon movie, like the first Pokemon movie for the first time. That's why I like it so much. But I've
it,
never.
it's the tiny arms that get me. True.
Um, Yveltal. I
I
think Prime
like,
is
yeah,
already.
they're
Yeah,
equal,
just
but
yeah, sure.
I like Yveltal better.
We got another Rayquaza situation where it's just the third tier legendary is just cooler than the other two.
He is. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Because at first I hated the cell system. At
Yeah.
first, I will admit,
Um, I say for me, this is just purely design. Dog goes in B, Serpent goes in A, and freaking Mech goes in A plus. I I I don't think it's as cool as Rayquaza
hmm,
and Origin Giratina, but it's a gigantic robot that's probably crazy tall. I think it's super.
it is cool, and
It's so annoying to use in battle though.
I can't wait to get more lore, more
Mm-hmm.
usage out of it in Legend
Yeah.
Z.
A lot of people think that how it's called Z to A. A lot of people think there's going to be a new legendary that goes with them to make it a quartet.
I mean, that'd be cool. X, Y, Z, and then starting all back over with A.
I don't know how it would work though because the trio is they're a perfect trio already: life, death, and balance. So I don't know what the
Life,
fourth one would be.
death, balance. They could have
Hmm.
what's it called? I forget what it's called. I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah.
It's like an in between area.
Purgatory?
Yeah, they just have a purgatory Pokemon.
Dude, that's it's kind of based, honestly. um.
Diancie. This
Ooh.
was one of the first distributions I could ever participate in because they had those little code cards. And I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
true.
you either got me the code card for Diancie or or maybe both.
I think
I
I
don't
might
know.
have because I used to go to GameStop a
Hmm.
crap load. So I think every time there's a distribution, hey, let me get another one for my friend.
Yeah. Old
True.
Darren hooking us up.
Mm-hmm. Darren stayed hooking us up. Shout out to that guy.
Shout out to Darren. Darren's a G.
Mm-hmm. True.
G for good guy.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
I'm gonna be honest.
I
I'm not a big fan of its mega. I don't think I like it as much as regular. I think
yeah, I think it's
it.
Mega goes below
Mm,
or equal. I don't know. I kind of
I
I kind of have
think,
like a mix of hate and love towards Diancie because I kind of fell for a YouTube scam. I gotta take a carbink. I gotta level it to level 100. I gotta take it to a certain
uh,
area.
uh,
I gotta I gotta battle this certain trainer, and then I got a rare candy, the level 100 Pokemon.
Hey, don't worry, Will. I did the same thing. Yeah.
So just off that memory alone, I mean, I like it, but it ain't with these dogs. It ain't with these dogs. I don't think.
Yeah.
Is it with
Yeah,
this
I
dog,
think
or is it with
I
this dog?
I think it's with that dog. Like B,
This
I think it
dog?
goes B.
Okay,
B. And I think yeah, I think Mega Dance goes C. I'm not a big fan of it.
me
I
neither.
think it goes Hoopa
Mega
regular
Evolution.
bound Hoopa goes to B with Yancey. But I think Unbound A or A plus.
Bro
Put it A.
caused that
Oh,
whole movie.
yep.
I didn't see the movie. I watched YouTube clips of all the Pokemon fighting,
Mhm.
but it was still a cool movie.
Volker or Volcanion.
I got to
He
disconnect
goes.
with bro, but
I'm gonna be honest. It's not even his design. I think he's a D tier with Wochian. I've never been. I've got no connection to Volcaron.
nope. I haven't seen the
I can't even
movie.
say his name. I can't even say his name right. That's
It's
how
the
little I
only
care.
other film Arceus shows up in.
And
Hmm.
I'm super salty about the fact that this thing exists is why water types don't get Scald anymore. They basically made Scald a signature
Bro,
move of
bro
just
showed
Volcaron.
up, messed things up, disappeared.
And disappeared. We've never seen him again. I can't, I'm mad about him. I'm not gonna put him in F or F minus, but he goes to D. But the Scald thing makes me want to put him in F minus. Because I used to love running Scald.
Yep, Scald's a cool move.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a hot move. Sorry.
Where is it at? Where? Let me find this real quick. Give me a second. Give me a second, chat.
Don't do it.
Can you say that joke again?
More like a hot move. I would have done the sad trombone. That's a,
But it was a good
that's
one.
a
I couldn't
fair enough.
discredit your good move. Uh, type
Type Null in
null.
Soul Valley.
Got him.
I think Type Null. I think it's a B or C.
I want to
Just the
go. I
fact
want to
that
go
just
B
the
just because I want to put So Valley higher.
yeah, and just because it evolves into that dog, it goes B. But I think Still Valley might be an A plus, not S. But I think it's an S or an A plus. I think it is.
We'll put him up here. We'll put him.
Yeah, he's
Just
cool.
only I'm putting him up here because fishtail, claw arms, strong legs, bird head. It's
he's
cool.
definitely cooler than Arceus. I think his design
Yeah.
is vastly cooler than Arceus. He's a cooler Mewtwo to me with the whole genetically modified Pokemon. I think
Where did we put Arceus? Where's bro at? Oh,
Arceus is
he's right
in
here.
B. Yeah.
I understand. Tapus. We're missing one. No, there it
Nah,
is.
he's right next to yeah, she's just hanging out
Finny's
next
my
to Butterfree.
favorite because it's purple.
Bulu's my favorite because I just like the bull aspect and the horns and the red obviously.
I think they I don't want to give them more credit than they deserve, but they definitely shook up competitive for sure with their
They
abilities.
introduced terrains,
Hmm.
which terrains are a like competitive wise, terrains are that's a big meta now. Like it's
Yep.
not the meta, but terrains are used a lot. I remember you benefited a lot from electric terrain back in Sun and Moon.
Yep. Tapu Koko, Pelipper, double battle. Thunder always hits.
Like, having that Pelipper
I
hold
mean, not
freaking
Thunder always hits,
rated.
but Pelipper had Drizzle and Tapu Koko had Electric Drain, so my Thunder
Ugh.
always hit and did stupid damage.
Oh god, yeah, I remember that. It was a very simple but very good thing to do. I think it's kind of unfair too because Coco got a lot of coverage in the anime too. I think it's suffering from the same thing as a lot of quartets and trios do, where one is a lot cooler than the other three. But both of us prefer ones that aren't what people would call the cooler version,
Yeah, like
cooler
everybody
one.
loves Koko,
Yeah, and he's
but
he's an important part of the story in Sun and Moon too. So
mm-hmm,
I would say the whole quartet's an A. I
I'm
think
fine
they're
with
all
that.
an A. Like they shook up the meta. They introduced a fun new mechanic that I use quite a bit. like even outside of competitive, I still use terrains pretty frequently in playthroughs if I can manage it. I
Right.
remember flipping for Raikou, favorite of the three beasts.
Yeah,
Mm,
he's cool.
he's super
All
cool.
right,
All
I'm
the beasts are.
I'm I'm probably gonna have an unpopular opinion on one of them,
Oh, really?
but
Okay, this is gonna be
but we'll
fun.
cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay. I think I'm gonna say
Wherever
this.
you
This is
put
a short.
wherever you put this guy, I'm probably putting Suicune in there.
I think the beasts are cooler than the birds. I said it.
Oh,
I
he
said it.
said it.
I've always preferred the Johto beasts to the Kanto
You
birds,
know what?
and
We'll
yeah,
do
I
it.
would.
We'll do it. Where's
Yeah,
Suicune at?
Suicune's gonna be a fur. There it is. Yeah, and I think Entei. Oh, ooh, we're stepping on some toes today. Why do you put Entei at S plus? Will let's hear it.
Unpopular opinion. Maybe unpopular opinion. I don't know.
This is your opinion though.
This is Suicune's my favorite. I'll put that out there, and I still put Bro up top.
Mm-hmm.
The Pokemon movie. Hey, that's all I
I
gotta
knew it.
say. That's all I gotta say.
It's so the crystal intake is super cool. I like
The
that pet.
Pokemon movie. Bro turned out to be some girl's dad. Bro.
And the unknown were there for some reason.
The unknown. I
Yeah.
remember being in my sister's room, mattress on the floor, her little box TV. We watched the Pokemon movie over and over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put him up there.
You know what? I can't discredit you. Entei is super cool. He's the face of the beast too. When you think legendary beast, you probably
Mm-hmm.
think Entei.
Yep.
He's the leader of the three. Hell yeah, I'm okay with that.
This guy's cool. This is my favorite Pokemon movie. It's
But
just
bro is built different.
he's built different. Simply built different.
And I think that Entei of the three paradox beasts, he's got the most bonkers when he turns into a Triceratops.
It's weird. It's weird for
He gets a
sure.
gigantic shield on his head, but he's super cool. Yeah. I think Suicune's got the best paradox form though. Walking Wake,
Mm-hmm.
that's the best of
That's a good looking one.
them. Yeah. Cosmog and Cosmoem, I don't really care about them all that much.
It's weird.
Cosmog,
They're
because it's a
weird.
legendary that evolved,
I
and
This
they're
one's
also ultra
cute.
beasts. Mhm.
This one's not cute.
You know what? I'd put Cosmog in a tier above Cosmoem. I put it in at least C just because we get all the fun
I
stuff
don't
with
I
Nebby
don't hate
in the
them.
story.
They're just
Mhm.
lower than everything up here. So
Yeah,
it's
because
not like, oh, this is trash.
they're fundamentally useless.
This
Like,
F and F minus and maybe a little bit of D is where I strictly dislike something about them or hate them. I
yeah,
just don't like how this doesn't look very Pokemon-y.
mhm.
It's a middle form and it's supposed to be a legendary. So legendary
Like
Ultra Beast thing.
the
It's weird.
4 and F. I hate Sandy Shock's design.
Mhm.
Theon should not exist, and the origin forms got done dirty in
Mhm.
Legends Arceus.
We have yet to run
That's one
into
of those
something
four
I
goes.
hate, but once we do, I'm
Yeah,
dropping it in F minus.
I don't
Like this,
hate. I don't think I.
this.
Yeah, no. And me and Will can both agree that those two origin forms are kind of doo doo garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he gave Origin Palkia too much credit by putting it in F. I would have put it right,
You know
but it's a
what?
little cool. It's a little
In it,
cooler than Dialga, so
we can.
I'll give it F. It can be a little bit higher. Oh, never mind.
No,
Yeah,
how do I? If I can make another tier, I'd put Dialga in it.
no, we don't need no more tiers. We got too many.
Too many.
Yeah, too many tiers. Sogalea,
Sogaleo. Mm.
Lunala. Is this one of the games where we had a split and we both play different versions?
Yeah, I played Moon. Well,
Wait,
no. I
Lun,
played.
you played? Did you play Sun?
I played
I
Moon
played Moon.
first, but I played
Mhm.
Sun afterwards.
Gotcha. So our initial opinions on Sun and Moon are basically the same, probably.
Yeah, I like Lunala a lot.
Mhm.
I don't know if I like it more than Sogaleo. I mean, I like it
Uh,
more, but not that much more.
I think let's just toss them in A. Honestly, I think they're both.
Yeah, I'm getting Xerneas Ubeltal vibes
Yeah.
off them.
Oh, the Ultra Beasts. I've only got actually genuinely positive opinions about a couple Ultra Beasts. Like Nihilego, most of these go to C or
Yeah,
B for me.
I think C is a good standard for these guys. I
Mhm.
think if you can find one thing off about them, I'll throw them in D.
Yeah. But yeah, Buzzwole probably C. Formosa C.
I got to throw it in D just because Nick hates it.
Fair enough. Um, Formosa, I think I might put it in D because Sexy Bug is weird. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
I think it's a
Uh,
cool little. Somebody came up with a theory on YouTube about them mixing, not mixing, but being representative of the children and stuff like that.
mhm.
Like
um,
where's it at? Lily, Lusamine,
what's the mean?
uh, what's his name? Little boy,
Gladian.
Gladian. Where would you put this one? C or D?
I I was gonna say skip Zerkatry and Cartana. I was gonna come back to them.
All right. I like
Celesteal is
Cortana.
another Celesteal is another C for me. I like it a lot better than the bugs. I put
Mhm.
higher than Nihilego in C. I think it's cool. But I only got a few Ultra Beasts I actually have strong opinions on. Zerkatry, I say Zerkatry's a B. I-
I like
It and Cartana, I think are better than the other two.
I
Like
like
all the other
Cortana.
ones. Gus Guzzlord
Mm,
is. mm, I would love to use it on a playthrough, but its stats suck and we get it too late. I say it's C.
all
Honestly,
right.
I think it's remote. Oh, now here we go. Here we get to some good stuff. Necrozma, I think regular Necrozma, I think goes in A with the other two.
Yep.
I am honestly indifferent to those two. I think it probably go in A or B
I'm not a
with the other Ultra.
fan of
Yeah,
this one, and I'm not that
uh,
much more
yeah.
flattered about this one.
Ultra Necrozma, I think goes straight to S plus. I
He's
think it
got
goes
to.
all the
He
way to the
he
tippy top.
wiped nobody. Nobody in this world is gonna tell me they didn't get wiped by him the first time.
Yeah, unless you were playing a Nuzlocke, and were super cautious,
Yeah,
you
unless you already
probably got one.
knew. Like
Yeah.
if you didn't know, you got surprised. Bro wiped.
Yep. Magearna, I think goes in base. Magearna goes in D for me. I don't care about it. I
Yeah, a big
now,
disconnect for me.
yeah, I think that goes in C. I think its Pokemon form is cool. I hate, actually swap them because I
Swap
hate
them.
how you have to get the Pokeball of Magearna because you have to complete the National Dex at home to get that form,
Hmm. I didn't know that.
which is cool. It's a good idea, but I hate it.
I got a
I
big
don't want to.
disconnect. I couldn't rank either of
Yeah.
them. I don't even think I got
Um.
Magirna.
Yeah. Marshadow is a cute. It's a cute mythical like Celebi and you, but he wants to throw hands. He wants to. Do.
I think his
Um.
ability is he's got that one move that's pretty cool, but I
Yeah.
never used him. I don't think I ever got one.
Mm-mm.
Big
I
disconnect.
I just be ranking him off design. I think he goes. I think he goes in B. Honestly, I never got to use him.
Hmm.
Playful and Naganadel.
Hmm.
I think they're. I think they're A's. I think they're. They gave us that free shiny one too,
Yeah, I'll put him
which is
with these
mm,
guys because I kind
yeah,
of link them with the
yeah.
Tapus. Oh, I
Stack
forgot about this
Attacker.
person.
Yeah, Stack Attacker, I think is a B too. Like I like it. It's like a Lego Pokemon.
Yeah,
Now here's my strong opinion.
he's above every other Ultra Beast. No, he's not. He's with these two. Never mind.
Blesscephalon, I put it in A plus. It's my favorite Ultra Beast.
And
I love it.
I counteract you and I put it in A because I hate it.
You hate it? Oh, you hate it?
I hate it so much.
Fair enough. I think it's my favorite Ultra Beast. I love its typing, Ghost and Fire, because it's also the typing of my favorite
Okay,
Pokemon.
never mind. Never mind. That's a good typing. I'm putting it in A
Yeah,
plus.
it's got Ghost Fire, which is super cool. It's like a weird explosive balloon Pokemon,
Mm-hmm. Super
which is
cool.
great. Yeah. Zerora, I think might go to A just for cool factor. It's
He's
got
cool. He's
an
very
amazing.
agile, cat-like.
It's got a super cool design. I think it's really cool.
It's like a
But
not anti-edgy Zoroark.
yeah, yeah. Um, Melmetal and Meltan, I think all go to C or D.
It's
Honestly,
yeah, they're weird.
Like, you've
Like,
got to play Pokemon Go to get one, first of all, which not
mm-hmm,
everybody's going to want to play Pokemon Go. Then you need Pokemon Let's Go or Pokemon Home to even get the mystery box. Then you've got to
mm-hmm.
send it to home, then send it to a game.
Hi,
They
Hazel.
they just added a an item in the DLC for Scarlet and Violet to even evolve the damn thing outside of Pokemon Go. If you wanted to evolve it for Scarlet and Violet for Indigo Disc, you had to walk constantly, fill your box up, get 400 candy in a ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I
But now
didn't.
you got the
I
yeah.
didn't like. I wanted to put him a little higher than this guy because I got a shiny one, sort
Mhm.
of a connection there. But then I remember how I had to evolve it, so I immediately put him
Also,
back.
G Max Melmetal, put him in F. Hate
All
it.
right. I
I
don't like
hate
the
that thing.
design either.
I hate the design. Now we're up to some heat again. The
Where's some heat?
dogs.
These.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I
This is
don't
gonna
like.
sound bad,
Mhm.
but I think this is a tier below this. But
Mhm.
these are a tier above this for sure.
Yeah, because they did a weird thing with Zacian where they're like they obviously wanted Zacian to be female, so they made it a lot more slight with the arched back and everything.
Hmm.
Just make it as bulky as Zamazenta, like a little less bulky than Zamazenta's body, because
Where do
it's a
you
wolf.
where do you want old Shield Boy? I'll put Sword Boy with it, and then
Mm.
staircase down these two.
I put Shield Boy and Sword Girl. I'd put them in A+. I think they're great. I think they're genuine. The game, I think that people have a bad opinion about those two
Hmm.
because the games are so controversial. But I think they're a genuinely good duo of legendaries. They look cool. They do their jobs well. They look like what they are.
Yep.
I think they're fine. I think they're good.
I put
Eternatus
Shield Boy
is
form,
mhm,
lower form right here,
yeah.
and I put Sword Girl right here.
I
Because
think
these
that's a,
aren't
honestly
bad; they're just mid.
no. I think I really like freaking Zacian's hero mode, like without her sword, just because she's got the braids coming off her head.
Hmm. That's a
I,
good.
I, I honestly, I kind of wish that she kept the braids in her sword mode.
Yeah.
You know, like she's got the flowing hair, which looks cool, but I think it might look really cool if she'd kept the braids.
Yep. I feel
Yeah,
that.
and also because I really like that Zamazenta's shield mode has a top knot.
Hmm.
Well, hell, he's got it in his regular mode too. I like that a lot.
Yeah. It
Then
looks like
they
they
got like
just took the braids off of the girl and took the ponytail off the dude. Well,
yeah, and
it's kind of
they they
flared
loosened
more.
his ponytail
Yeah.
in the sword, and I like that their design. They've got scars to show that they've won battles in their hero modes without actually being scars because they're implemented in the fur design.
Hmm.
I think they're a good duo. I think they get too much hate.
Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of Pokemon that get hate, I think they're well, that's slower than I would have put it, but fair enough.
We'll put it right there.
Um, I think yeah, I don't like the hand mode at all. I could see it being an F and D. I
I
think
put it in
it's
F minus, then I seen this and I was like, no, it don't deserve
you know,
that.
I think I put it that low simply. I would agree with that simply because you can't use it.
Yep, you can.
It's an un.
It's a boss battle. That is it.
Yeah, I think Eternatus's base form goes in B with Zacian's hero. I think it's cool. It's our first dragon poison type,
Yep. I
which is
think they could have
well,
done something
it's our.
really cool with it
Mhm.
and made it similar to the distortion world. Now this, it was close. It could have been really
um,
cool.
One thing
This,
I like about the hand mode of Eternatus, there's eyeballs on the tips of each finger. Like you can see them split open. There's an eye in each fingertip, which
it's
is
very.
really cool.
This is hard disconnect from Pokemon
Yeah, because
for
it's like
me.
a weird alien god thing, I
Hmm.
guess.
I could see this, and this in Pokemon fan game.
Yeah, sure. Kung I think Kung might be a C. It's a cute little Pokemon, but I don't think it's. I think it's
What?
with Mel. You know what? Actually, I meant like
No, no, I wasn't saying
compared.
what to you. Saying subbed for month number 2.
Let's
Let's go,
go.
Saiyan. What's going
What up?
on?
Kung yeah, I think it's a C. Like it's a good
Gotta catch
design.
'em all.
It's a cute little design, and I think if the Isle of Armor had been available from day one,
Uh
and
huh.
I got to use that Cub Fu through my actual journey, it would be easily A. I think.
A.
I I but I would say since it wasn't available, I'd put it in B. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, it looks like a Genesect situation or Victini, where if you would have gotten to use it through your playthrough, you'd have more connection and stuff like
Because
that.
we're intended to have because the Isle of Armor is intended to be a midway DLC. You're supposed to get an Urshifu for your journey. It's supposed to be on your team. It's supposed to be a partner Pokemon like your starter.
Hmm.
But it's DLC, so you can't do that. If I'd gotten to play through the Isle of Armor day one and got to have that Urshifu on my team the whole time,
Hmm.
that Urshifu would be a solid S plus for me. But because of the DLC situation, I don't think I could put base Urshifu mode any higher than A.
There's no real connection there. What do you think about
Yeah,
these guys?
yeah.
They look
Urshifu,
cool for sure.
like it's the same thing where I would put their base forms in A personally because
Hmm.
they're super duper cool if we got to use them. But since we can't use them, I think B's fine.
I'm gonna put
But
these guys, maybe controversial. I'm putting them one above, but that's because I have a personal connection on these guys.
yeah, getting to yeah, and Gmax modes are super cool.
They are only above these two because Walmart had a sale around Christmas one year, and they had these specialty boxes that are normally $40 for 10 apiece, and I
Yeah,
bought like 20.
I grabbed so many of them. Um, Zarude. I actually really like Zarude, but eh,
I've never used it.
it's
What are
it's
these two
weird
different
because
forms? Is that shiny?
cosmetic. It's got a scarf.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
weird.
it's just an alternate cosmetic form. I think they're a C. You know, I think it's
See,
fine. Yeah, and I think the scarf form is yeah. I think it goes right next to it because it's no different. It's just a little bit.
Regieleki, I
Yeah,
hate it. I'm just
you hate
kidding.
it?
I don't hate the design. I hate the daggum card game deck.
Yeah, true, true.
The
Dude, if we rated,
Regieleki deck.
oh, I would actually say Regieleki and Regidrago are both cooler than their Hoenn counterparts. I'd put them in A on
Yeah, they're definitely
it. I
cooler than for sure. For sure.
yeah. And
Um,
Regieleki, I'm pretty sure, is the fastest Pokemon in the VGC.
it's so
I think
cool.
it's the fastest.
It
Yeah, and
is definitely above these guys.
he
Yeah,
bounces, he skips
he's
as
like,
he fights, and he's got his arms like flappy. It's so cool. I love him.
we're on Lugia now, son.
Lugia,
Where's
I
Ho-Oh
think
at?
Lugia goes. Ho-Oh's an A near the beginning.
Okay, he's definitely above.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
He's definitely above Ho-Oh.
So, my little story for why I actually like Lugia way more, it's nothing to do with Lugia. It's to do with the game. I got my first ever shiny in
Uh-oh.
Soul Silver.
Look
My
out.
first full on shiny. So, I love Lugia simply for the fact that that's where I got my first shiny.
Let's go. We love it.
Galarian, the Galarian bird. Oh man,
These three
they're
are
super
heat.
cool.
I'm just gonna say that. They're heat.
Oh yeah.
Design wise, at least.
Mhm. I think all three Galarian birds go in A plus, right next to Lugia. They're just
I can handle
super
that.
cool.
They're
Yeah.
all so cool.
Yes.
I and I'm not a big fan of forms. I'm not a big fan of different forms. Those guys are heat.
Mhm. Oh wait, why why is Great Tusk and Fluttermane so low on the list? What did
Wait, where?
look? Why
Oh
are
no
they
no,
all the way down?
they're not low. They're not low. They're
No,
just
I mean
been
in the
pushed.
non-selected, the paradox, the path forms.
Oh,
Why are they there?
is it
What do they do?
Enamorus,
I
Calyrex, Primal? They're
never.
not alphabetical.
No. Why are they? This person tossed these Pokemon. Let's just do those two paradoxes real quick. I think they both go in B with the. I don't think either of them are great. Yeah, I think they both go in. You know, actually, I think Great Tusk might go in C, right next to Great Iron Treads. Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
think Fluttermane's not Flutter.
this one and
Yeah,
Fluttermane are together for me for
true.
sure.
And Screamtail's got a good shiny too. Like his eyes
Yeah.
turn like this bright
If
pink.
I had to choose a favorite past, it would be Screamtail.
Mhm. Yeah, Glastrier and Spectrier, they look like they could be box legendaries.
They look weird
Like,
without dude on top of them.
yeah. But now that I know that Calyrex is supposed to use them as ride Pokemon, they look strange.
They do look
Without,
weird. I think all three of these look weird in comparison to these two.
yeah. But I think they look less weird on their own than Calyrex does. Bro is just floating.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of his big head.
No.
I had to
Uh,
put him. I had to put him low.
yeah. I'd say that the Steed forms, like just them,
Mhm.
I think definitely go. I think might go higher than the Rider form. Because just having horses that are just horses,
Mhm. I like
pretty cool.
this one.
Mhm.
I don't like this one. I like its
I
aspects.
you know,
It just feels like an ice Rapidash to me.
I used a Glastrier in a Trick Room team in a little bit of ranked battlings back in
Ah,
Sword
so
and
you got some
Shield.
connection.
It's a monster. It's super duper slow. I found out how slow it was before I caught mine, and I kept resetting and catching until I got one with 0 speed IV.
Hmm.
And it was nasty. Super nasty, even.
Where do you want
But
to put this one?
think
I'll put the ghost one with it.
I think that they're solid B. I think both of them are. I think they're both like pretty cool. I think in another life where Calyrex doesn't exist, I think they could have been heat box art legendary Pokemon. For
Mhm.
a Pokemon like I don't know what you would even call them, like an ice and a ghost spot, like for the
Well, they
Ryu
were in the
region.
Sword and Shield DLC, weren't they?
Yeah,
So, I don't know. I couldn't even think of.
yeah. I don't know, like, but in another life they could have been amazing box art legendaries.
Mhm.
Maybe spruce up Glacier's design a little bit, give it some like ice spikes along its elbows or on its back or something to make it a little different, to make it a little more because they're clearly designed to be ridden. That's why their torsos are so bare because
Yeah.
they're designed for Calyrex to ride them.
Mhm.
And I think the Steed forms with Calyrex on them because it's such a complete unit. I think they might go in A
I'm
because
fine
it
with that.
looks right. It looks like it's supposed to be the way it is, and the poses with Glacier just rearing up, super cool. I think it's great, and they get both their own ability. They get both their abilities while they're um.
I hate it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
I wouldn't put it in F minus. I'd put it in. I don't know. I kind of agree. I don't like it as much.
Well,
Yeah.
see, um, I'm gonna put it. I've had second thoughts. I'm gonna put it with this one because I don't like this and I don't like this equally.
Mm.
I
I
dislike
think,
this. I hate
and
this.
I think Incarnate and Amorous goes to C because it looks fine. I think
Well,
it's
it's
better.
cool.
It's definitely better than Styrian form.
It just wasn't.
Um,
It was like these guys were super cool in comparison to these guys. This girl was not super cool compared to where are they even at? These
yeah,
guys.
yeah, a little bit lower. Probably Dialga. I don't.
It's just
Which game
Dialga,
was it
but
even in?
uh,
Amped up a little bit. Was it
Pokemon
a mystery
Mystery
dungeon?
Dungeon Explorers of Time, designed to be
Okay.
ridden. Whoa, calm down, Pud.
Wait.
I think I have a little connection with it,
Mm-hmm.
but like nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Where's
I'll let you.
regular Dialga at?
Regular Dialga is going to be in A.
It's an A.
Yeah,
Well, this one definitely doesn't need to go to wherever regular Dialga is at.
yeah,
Um, it kind of if we're basing it off its own thing, it's super cool. If we're basing it off Dialga being the original, I think it's got to go like
yeah.
it looks like a
I'll let
plain horse with lava
you. Mhm.
flowing through it, like these guys.
Yeah.
But it was only
I'll
in
let you
one
rank this
game.
one because I have no connection to him because I never played that mystery dungeon.
I'll just put him down here because
All right,
he's decent.
I'm gonna be honest. X01 Shadow Lugia, I think goes to S plus
Yeah, I've never
just from
played the
my
games. but
Yeah, it
I've
goes
always
all the
seen
way to
super
the
cool
tippy top.
things on it.
It's just super. It was it's a perfect shadow Pokemon. It's what all shadow Pokemon are supposed to be.
How do we have
It's
more in S
great
plus than we do S?
because there's too much heat. Well, I'm
Too
about to
much
fix
heat.
that because I think Shadow Mewtwo
Uh
is
huh.
super cool, but I think it's not as cool as Shadow Lugia. I think it goes to S because it's got a
Wasn't
great design. It's in
wasn't
Pokemon
that
Tournament.
like the XD game?
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Lugia was XD and was in
No, I'm like
Pokemon
Pokken XD tournament XD. What was it called?
XL. It was a Pokemon
XL.
Tournament. There was an expanded version called Pokemon Tournament
Okay.
XL, I believe.
Okay, that's where I know that dude from. Y'all making me
And
want to
it's
boot
like
up the Game Boy for real. Boot it up, bud. Boot
Pokemon
it up.
Pokemon Tournament DX Deluxe.
DX. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. And then with Luzamine's,
Whoa. No, let's say we
um,
put Bro above original Mewtwo. That's gonna get some heat in the comments.
I think it's a great thing. Honestly, I don't
What
feel
is it? What is
comfortable
this?
ranking. I can't even tell what that is.
That's a
What is
Zapdos
that?
Moltres Articuno fusion.
Oh, that's from the Pokemon Adventures manga. Team Rocket forcefully fused the three legendary birds into one.
I hate this.
It's
Can you agree with
yeah.
me?
I agree. I wasn't even gonna rank it because it's a person.
Okay.
But yeah,
We
F
get it.
minus. Honestly, I think it's dumb. It's the worst part of Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon on top.
This is
They
the
should.
tier list, guys. Where's the
That's
scroll
it.
wheel?
That's
Oh well.
yeah.
Where
If you
what?
click down on your mouse scroll,
Where's my
you
mouse
can
scroll at?
on your the wheel on your mouse,
Uh huh.
you can now pull up and down and you can scroll.
Whoa, that's weird.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, that's the tier list right there. See
This
how you can't see F minus? That's because all that shit shouldn't exist.
true. This is the
Look,
tier list, guys. This is the tier list.
I went ahead and took a screenshot of it too.
Let me know.
That's the
I'm
tier.
gonna make this into a YouTube video, so I'm gonna go ahead and do an outro. Let me
Bro,
know.
just
Let me know what you guys think about. Actually, don't let me. No, I'm just kidding. This is just based on me and Gray's opinions, feelings over the years, usage, design. Just what we like about them, what we dislike about them, and
yeah.
our rankings. This has no competitive value whatsoever. If you're watching this for competitive reasons, I'm sorry. You you
There's only
wasted.
like there's only like two or three Pokemon in S plus that are actually up there
You